right, we're going to do a test to see which one of these planes is actually faster. I have the Velocity, which is pretty cool in yellow, and I have the ElectroStreak, which is pretty cool in red. Which one is faster? I've got a GPS on this one, then I'll put a GPS on this one, fly them super fast, and we'll test out the speed. Here we go. Time out, time out. Let me tell you a little bit about these planes before I take them for the speed test. First off, this plane, the yellow one, which is the Velocity, is made by Flightline, and you buy it from MotionRC, and its wingspan is 950 millimeters. And this one, the ElectroStreak, is made by eFlite under Horizon Hobby, and the wingspan is 1.1 meters, so this has a larger wingspan. One thing I really like on the Velocity is that the servos are all on top for the wings, so they're very much protected when you land. I don't know, can I show you the bottom here without smashing everything? You can see there's nothing to destroy on the bottom when it hits the grass and slides along. But if you take a look at the ElectroStreak, for some reason, I don't know if it was cost cutting or whatever, but there are no servos on top. So the servos are on the bottom in the spot that's going to hit the ground. However, they do put little guards to protect them. Let me see if I can flip this one around. So over here, there's a guard here, and there's one on the other wing, and that sits right in front of the servos for the ailerons. The only problem is, if you hit really hard, it's only foam and you might tear this off, so you'll have to find them and then glue them back on. But I think what they were thinking of when they made this is, if you take a look, it's a high wing plane. I'm trying to spin it here so you can see it. A high wing plane means the wings are on the top section. So they expect the body to hit the ground and the wings to be up in the air, so they're not really worried about the servos hitting the ground. Whereas on the Velocity, if you take a look, it's a low wing plane. In other words, the wings are at the bottom of the plane. The top is up here. So yes, the wings will hit the ground, and for that reason they've moved the servos to the top portion. Now both of these planes run on a 3S LiPo or 4S LiPo, and the milliamp hours you'd probably fit in there because there's not a lot of space to put a battery. Probably about a 2200 milliamp hour 4S LiPo battery. Make sure it has a high C rating because these motors really crank it. And speaking of the motors, they're obviously brushless, super powerful, they spin super fast, so that's how these things obtain that amazing speed. Both planes are designed to cool the motor the faster it goes, so you won't get motors overheating or ESCs overheating. Both planes have the same surface area, so you have ailerons, you have elevator, and you have rudder. And since both planes are modern, this one can go in reverse thrust, so you're going forward, and then you can flick a switch and the prop spins the opposite direction and it goes backwards. You can do some pretty cool tricks. This one, I believe, is the same thing. And finally, this one I've had since last summer. I bought it from MotionRC last summer. This one just came out this year, I think late last year or this year, so I bought it when it came out, and I've flown it a few times. They both fly really well, so you're going to see the speed test in this video. And one thing to keep in mind, if you do a true speed test, that means you're going to fly the plane straight. You don't dive it. A lot of channels, they dive their planes. You can see them, they dive the plane at the ground and they come really close to the ground. That's incorrect for a speed test because obviously if I drove my Jeep off a cliff and let it dive to the ground, it's probably going to go faster than I could drive it forward. All right, so check out my video. There was one small mishap. You're going to see it in the video. Then come back to me and I'll give you my final thoughts. I've got the batteries in my pocket to keep them nice and warm. There we go. Let me show you the batteries we'll be using. Each plane will fly on a 4S LiPo battery at 100 C rating. Everything I'm walking on down here is ice. I'm slipping all over the place. Now these planes require wind. You have to have wind to throw them into, but there's not much wind happening now. So if there's not a lot of wind, they will dive. There's a lot of ice out here, so if it dives, it's going to damage something. Very powerful, very powerful. All right, let me stand someplace I don't slip when I throw it. Probably won't see this too much in my hat cam because it does go fast. Here we go. There we go. I launched that one with full throttle because I wanted to make sure it went up and then crash into the ice. So the first pass, I'm just going to fly it very low and slow. Just want to show you so you can see it. So I'm going to bring it right by me, super slow. These are super fast planes, but you can get them to go nice and slow. Look at that. That's slow. For a lot of you, you're going, that's slow, that's fast. All right, here we do the speed test. I'm gonna whip it around. As soon as it's facing back in my direction, we're going full speed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might not see it. Here it goes. And I'm not gonna dive it. That's cheating when you dive a plane. Of course, a plane will go faster if you dive it at the ground. A lot of people on YouTube channels, they use like radar guns and dive it at the ground. It's so, it's so fake. It's not real. That's not the real speed of a plane. It's got to be going straight through the air. Good thing today is there's no wind, so I have no resistance other than the GPS on the top. Massively fast speed. And we're doing one last turn here. I don't know if you can see it on my hat cam. I'll try to bring it closer over top of me this time. There she goes. It's fast. All right, and now we're coming down for a landing on this ice. Good thing about this plane, the ElectroStreak, it does glide if you need it to glide. I wish it had a brake system. I have no, see, look at this. I'm taking it back up. It was just too fast. It just came in much too fast. I'm gonna come the other direction at me. It's like a glider. I have no throttle on. Look at that, it's still going. But the problem is, it's too fast. I'm gonna slowly bring it around. Oh, I don't want to stall it. Okay, I've got it coming at me. Now it's coming down. There we go. It's fast. Come on, glide. Look at that. Oh, oh my Lord. I had the throttle off, but the propeller was still spinning, obviously, because, you know, wind is going through it, and it was just getting chewed up along the ice as it went there. That was not good. Hopefully my prop's okay, or else I have to get another one. They should really make this plane with a folding prop, but I guess you don't get as much thrust and prop. Ah, there you go. There you go. Just like I said, look at that. Look at that. Broke the prop right there. That's what happens. So I got to order another prop because I don't have a spare one of these. But I can look at the GPS now. 162.95. 162.95 kilometers per hour. So that is the top speed on this baby. That is fast. That is fast. 162.95 and a broken prop on landing. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Oh well, let's go on to the next plane. Next up, we have the flight line velocities. One thing I really like about the Velocity is the battery tray comes out. So the battery tray comes out, you put your battery in it, you strap it in, then you take this tray and you click it inside. Very nice. All right, we got the Velocity. Everything seems to work. Do I have rudder? Yeah, I got rudder. So on the Velocity, I've used elastics to hold the GPS onto the top. Hopefully the wind does not pull the whole unit off. Yes, it does cause some resistance in the wind, but I don't have any other option. There's utterly no space inside to attach anything. All right, same idea. Let's find some place that we can secure our feet. Let's make sure we got some throttle.
Motor armed.
Normally, you know, when I throw this one, I normally toss it this way, underhand, because it's pretty decent. I wonder if I can do it again today without killing it. You can toss it underhand, and it usually works quite nicely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at that, it just pulls out of my hand. Okay, so just like the other one, I'll go nice and slow, and then I'll bring it down for a low pass right beside me. It's got a little bit more weight with the GPS up top. Low pass right beside me. Not at me, but right beside me. There we go. Beautiful plane. All right, let's get it up. And hopefully we don't lose our GPS. And we're gonna turn it and we're gonna go full speed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can just hear it screaming. You can't even see it probably in my little hat cam because it's just a streak. It's so fast. Even though it's yellow, I'll bring it this way. Going over it. So yeah, I agree with anybody who says you're going to have resistance, but yeah, there's definitely going to be resistance with that GPS. Okay, last pass. There we go. And one more. Coming over top this time. There we go. I swear it's faster when I don't have the GPS up top. That's a lot of resistance. Anyways, we're gonna see if we can land this without destroying it. Let's see if I can find something better over here. Okay, here we go. Another ice landing. Do I have to buy another prop for this one? Okay, I'm killing it. Missed the tree. Oh, I'm gonna try to glide it now, just like the other one. This one does not glide as well, but it does glide. Oh, smash, smash, but it's good. The prop, I can see the prop stop turning and the prop is safe. So what do you think? Who's got the faster speed? I'm gonna say, this ice here, I'm gonna wipe out. I'm gonna crush it. There's ice everywhere. I'm gonna say, for my viewing pleasure of watching them go by, I think the ElectroStreak seemed to fly faster, but it's hard to tell. I guess we'll find out. I don't know if any of these cameras can pick me up, but I'm walking here like I've got poop in my pants because of all the ice. Try not to wipe out. So according to the GPS, the velocity went 138.51 kilometers per hour. So that is slower than the ElectroStreak. I thought this was much faster. I swear this thing here causes a lot of resistance, but they both had this on top, so I don't know. Call it fair if you want, call it unfair if you want. Anyways, those are the results. So here we have the ElectroStreak, and I have a beautiful new prop on it. I just went through my prop collection, found one that fit, and put it on. This prop's a little bit bigger than the other prop. What that means, if you put a bigger prop on and it has less of an angle, this has a little bit less of an angle, so it should work out in the end. But you have to be careful not to run it at full speed for long periods of time because you might blow the motor or the ESC. Also, when you land, look at how big this prop is. If it lands like this, it is flexible, but I could break it again. It's got to push itself out of the way when it hits the ground. That's why these planes do not come with large props. So the last thing I want to say too, if you get yourself one of these planes, make sure you land it on grass. Do not land it on gravel or concrete or pavement. You will destroy the prop. When I landed this on ice, ice has no give to it, so it's like landing on concrete. So let me tell you the prices. This is new on the market, so it's the more expensive of the two planes, and it comes in two versions. Version 1, there's no receiver in it. You have to put your own receiver in to match whatever radio you're going to use. And that one, when I look at my little chart here, is $219 US. If you want it with a receiver in it, and the receiver is really good that they put in here because it's got all sorts of gyros in it to make it really good for beginners, I would get the one with the receiver. If you have a Spectrum radio, then you're all set. But that one with the receiver is $249 US. Now the good news is the Velocity's been around for just under a year. It only comes in one version. You cannot get it with a receiver. You have to put your own receiver in this thing. So for that fact, you can use it with any radio that you can match your receiver to. And it only costs $149 US. I will put links below this video to where you can buy this or this. So go check it out. I'm sure if you pick one of these up for the summertime, you're going to have a blast of fun. And you can do like me, fly them in the winter. Just don't land on ice. Land on something soft. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. My arms are kind of in use at the moment, so I can't put my own thumb up. But if you have questions on either of these planes, post your questions below. I'll get back to you. But for now, I say thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in a future video with many more cool reviews. Until then, I say bye.